that's the kind of fucking with people that we used to do.
That was good.
That was the non, there's violent ones, but the violent things, that didn't happen often. There was the one, I'll never forget this one. We were benching in that red bench, in the middle bench, speed work. And I guess names don't fucking matter. Jimmy was getting into some shit with Sean about a bench shirt. And I don't know what it was, because we were doing our speed work, man. I don't think people understand we had a method here. There's a side spotter, a back spotter, a side spotter.
It was like volleyball. It was like a rotation.
It's like somebody on deck and then the lifter. And then you fucking, as soon as the person got off the bench, the other person was down. And if you weren't down, you were going to get shit blown to you, because you should have already been wrapped up and ready. So we're just rolling through, And with 5 people, that was right about 60 seconds. It gets too late. It slows everybody down. These fucking guys break out into a fight, and they're right behind us, right? And we never stop our fucking sets.
Just keep going.
We just fucking kept going. It's just like...
Rest periods just get shorter.
Yeah, it's like whoever was on deck... And, whoever was like the one side, we just were making absolutely sure nobody flew towards the bar or the lifter. It's like one hand was out and they're like just beating the fucker. I shouldn't say they were fighting. Just one guy was getting the shit beat out of him.
One-sided.
It was totally one-sided. So we weren't worried about it escalating anywhere. It just had to fucking finish. And one of the questions that was in there was, what lifter was... who was the most underrated, or who had the greatest potential that really didn't show it. I think the person that wasn't in the documentary, and I can see why the person wasn't in the documentary that really should have been, is Doris.
Oh, absolutely.
And I can see that, because Louis didn't want the thing done in the first place. So I can see that being a respect thing, but she is Westside.
Absolutely.
It's 100%. But when they asked about the lifter that had the greatest potential but got hurt and wasn't able to fully realize it, to me, the only name, Fuzzner, is the one that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Because he was
he was a freak.
He was a freak.
But he's there for 8 months or whatever, and benches 675, and he came in at 240, and his body just soaked up whatever we put, 280 next time, and he squats 900, but even Rob, he tore his pec, right? That I think it might have been at the Arnold, I can't remember. And he was so well rounded. He wasn't like a me, right, where your deadlift sucked.
Yeah.
He squatted big, he benched big, and he could pull big. And he's probably definitely one that never achieved what his physical ability would let him do.
Not even close. And nothing was hard.
Never.
That's why it was so hard. It's weird too, because we had a lot of different personality types in there. You got Chuck, and then you got Zippy, me, which, you got to watch with Chuck, not him getting not over aroused.
Right.
And I had the same issue. Yep. You had to watch that. And, I can remember, and I guess some of these are training lessons, if people are training in groups, which actually people don't do so much today. Mm-hmm. But I can remember a couple times where, and usually for me, it was on squat. Mm-hmm. I fucking love to squat. I just fucking go ape shit and the speed shit. I would start to get into that full fucking Zippy mode. Yeah. And, one of you guys would fuck me up, man. It'd be like, hold on. Fucking, the bar's not loaded right. Just anything just to stop. The bar was loaded fine. It was just stop. And then it's like, then you're back down and you keep going, so you kind of learned how to do that. But Rob was one of those that you didn't never know where the fuck his mind was at.
No.
You would try to motivate him, but it didn't work. Now he could get mad.
Yep.
All right. If you could get him mad, that didn't help. It didn't help him at all. Mm-hmm. He had to be just steady.
Yeah, he was even keeled.
Yeah, real even, confident.
Yep.
If you got him mad, he was a fucking freak. Fucking come in and board press him. You guys could board press fucking a zillion pounds, and he's beating you.
Yep.
And I'm like, holy fuck, it's like the board press, there's you, then there's 200 pounds less than the rest of us kind of moving. And then all of a sudden it's Rob and you are doing damn near the same fucking way. Holy shit.
Yeah, he was a freak.
The, another good story I have about you is you talked a lot of shit. People are sitting here, you're fucking with people right now. You're all mild mannered and real fucking quiet, and this is not the way you were, dude, and not at all. You need to put fucking 100 pounds back on, real quick. But we had a world renowned strength coach come visit the gym one time. Louis didn't know who the fuck he was. None of you guys knew who he was. I kind of did because I was in the profession. And he came in, we were doing board presses that day. And it was a 2-board press. And this fucking guy, I'm not going to say his name, but this guy sits on these fucking boxes or whatever the fuck he was sitting on, which was across from that second rack. So I'm imagining it's like the dumbbell rack or something like that. And we start warming up with the bar. And you look over at him and you say, jumping in? Come on, man. You jumping in? Because you're just fucking with it. It's the bar,
Right.
And in all fairness, most coaches did.
Yeah.
And they might be done at 275
Sure.
or whatever it was, but most did. He's like, nah, man, I'm good. You didn't fucking stop. You did this. I don't know. You remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You did this the whole fucking 95 pounds. Come on, dude. You're up. And it was something different each time because I was amazed at the fact that you had a different statement. Like, yo, dog, it's your time, and all the way up to it's like 700 fucking pounds, and you do that. And say, oh, let me get this. You're just waiting to see what I do so then you can come in afterwards and beat it.
Just beat me.
So let me load it for you, and then you can get underneath there. This guy was razzed harder than probably any coach I've ever seen come in there. And it was because he walked in with a fucking attitude, and he didn't show anybody any respect. It was like disrespect. You get that feeling, especially with the coaches that came in. And it was rare, but some of them did. You got that feeling like, dude, just stay the fuck away, and we had one of the questions about coaches. We had a lot of coaches.
No, tons.
Tons of coaches. And people asked how frequently. I'd say after the first 4 years and the Demorest location, it started to become almost every weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, it got to a point. I know when I started doing the seminars, because Louis got sick of doing the seminars and asked me to start doing the seminars. And I started doing the seminars. And then what would happen is I'd invite coaches in, and then they would come in. Or Louis would invite coaches, and they come in. But it got to a point where it started to fucking piss everybody off.
Yeah. Well, the place wasn't big enough to have 10 visitors in there.
Well, we're there to train.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter if it was one fucking coach. Sometimes you get closer to a meet, you don't fucking want anybody in there.
That's right.
So Louis started blaming the shit on me. And like, it's fine. I ain't got no fucking seminar this time. Then at the same time, I blame it on him sometimes too. So, but a lot of them, like I said, were super respectful. They would let us train, just kind of maybe like we're, animals in a cage, just let us do our shit. Let it stay. Don't ask anything. Just let us do what we got to do. And then when we're done, we'll sit there and talk to you until we got to leave. But some of us had to leave earlier,
sure,
than others. And then we'd have some of them other fuckers that just wouldn't shut up, kept asking questions, while we were doing our sets, train with us, and training with us was okay on max effort work.
Right.
On speed day, you're just in the fucking way, dude.
Well, I think some people didn't understand the concept of how fast we did things either.
Yes.
Like speed to one person is probably not what any of us would have associated. To your point, I mean, like definitely even on the speed days on Sundays, right? Like the rotation was, there was a 5-man or whatever rotation, and if you didn't have your wrist wraps, you caught shit.
Oh, yes.
I mean, instantly, right?
Yeah.
Like, because we would do, 5 people, 8 sets, and you're done in, 18 minutes or whatever it was, right? Like you were done.
Yes.
And you were, even when we went to Van Horn's, there wasn't a ton of stuff there for like accessory work. And then we'd all drive back to Demorest Road and finish our accessory work. So you actually worked out 2 places on Sunday mornings.
Yes.
Right? So that's a lot of people don't understand the concept of that.
No, it was quick. And it's also a mindset, we're in a mindset, during that process. I mean, that's why, the one thing that fucked with me when I first got there is all you guys starting with a bar. I'm like, fuck, I start with 135. It's like, and I remember Louis saying, you just mark my words. One day you're going to fucking thank me because you're going to need to start with the bar. And he was fucking right, you know?
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law.